This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
Welcome back. Springtime means turkey time, and to learn more about hunting and safety tips to keep in mind before you head out, we have Jessica Tapp from the Missouri Department of Conservation here this morning. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming on. So I know a lot of people have already been posting, their big catch of the day over the weekend. So tell us when the season is underway right now. So tell us when it goes until.
So it began Monday, the 18th, and it'll last almost 3 weeks until May the 8th.
Okay.
It ends each day at 1 p.m.
Okay.
And so hunters usually are out of the woods kind of around noon.
Okay.
Sort of part of the regulations are you can take one bird during the first week, a gobbler or a bearded hen.
Okay.
And you can take another one during the second week. If you don't get one during the first week, you can take two during the second week, but just not during the same day.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now, just a couple weeks ago was the youth season portion of that. So, and you have some results of how that went, and we actually have some pictures. So, while we're talking about that, go ahead and let us know how everything went during that weekend.
Yeah, sure. So, total harvest in the state was about 4,100 birds.
Oh, wow.
Which is similar to last year. We had about 32 birds taken in a dare, and there was actually a really successful youth hunt in Cahokia, led by Rob Garver, our outdoor skills specialist. I think he was here last week, and Alyssa Redding. They're both out of our Kirksville office. About 11 children were taken out by adults, and 7 of them got birds.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to them. And you can't really do it justice in the picture, but those look like some big birds. Now let's go ahead and talk about some hunter safety, tips and requirements when they do go out.
Right. Well, they're not required to wear orange or anything, but some of the things to keep in mind is to definitely identify your target. That's always the first thing. Before you pull the trigger, before you even put your finger on the trigger, make sure you know what you're aiming at. If you're sitting there and you see a hunter approaching, you want to definitely signal them if they're, especially if they're trying to walk like in your line of fire. Another thing is to, especially on our public areas, that have a lot of hunting pressure, sit still, don't try to chase after a bird. Somebody might already be on that bird.
Right.
It's always just in your best interest to kind of keep still, especially until it gets lighter out, you can see better. Those are the main things for hunters to keep in mind.
All right. And, we've talked about hunter safety quite a few times on the show.
Right.
Now, I like this aspect because sometimes you don't think about it, like including myself. I don't hunt, but I might be out there while people are hunting. So what are some safety tips that I need to keep in mind?
Right, so remember that hunting ends at 1 p.m. each day, and hunters are usually out of the woods by noon. It's not required, but it's in your best interest to err on the side of caution and kind of postpone activities until the afternoon.
Okay.
If you're out in the woods walking around, make sure you're bright and noticeable.
Right.
If you are going to be out there before 1 p.m. And, especially if you're a mushroom hunter, you're going to be walking off the trail. That,
Right.
be known, because, I've had that happen to me out there waiting on a bird, and I've had mushroom hunters walk between me and the bird I was after.
And there's some colors that you're advised to stay away from when you do go out because you could be mistaken as a turkey, and those colors are?
Brown, white, red, and blue.
Yes.
Those are the colors that hunters are looking for because they're aiming for that bird's head.
Right.
Avoid those colors.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where are some places in the Heartland and surrounding areas that are good places to go hunting?
Right. We have several areas close to Kirksville. Big Creek and Sugar Creek they get a lot of pressure. They're fairly close, and that's probably why. If you're looking for an area that you can kind of get away from people, we have Union Ridge. It's about 30 minutes away, and Locust Creek and Rebels Cove. Those are good areas. You get a pretty good chance of finding some gobblers.
Okay.
So,
and you actually brought in a little pamphlet.
yeah, if you're undecided on where to go, or if you have questions or about general information about turkey season. We put this out every year.
Okay.
Has a lot of good information, even specific regulations on certain areas is different. So this is a good guide to keep with you. If you have any questions, though, feel free to call the office, 660-785-2420. We're always happy to answer questions or give you advice on areas to go or areas to avoid.
Okay.
And, even if you're a hiker or a mushroom hunter, areas that you might want to go to avoid hunters. So.
Right. All right, because obviously safety is the main concern.
Right.
So what we'll do is we'll post everything on our website at ktvo.com. We'll link up information about turkey season, hunting regulations, and everything you need to know, as well as the phone number to Missouri Department of Conservation. Again, thank you so much, Jessica, for coming on.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.